Hi, what a beautiful day out. It's March the 28th. It's a Saturday. I haven't done one of these musings in a while. I haven't been posting the ones that I have been doing. And today I've been thinking a lot about where I'm at right now and what's going through my life. And I thought I'd just share a little bit of the insights I've been having. I started on this journey of what I'm calling a body led life. And I'm learning body literacy, which is my word for listening to my body and understanding what it's telling me and doing what it's telling me, which is new. And today's a good example because, so for a little bit of context, I've basically been on a diet of some sort since I was 7 years old. When a doctor weighed me, looked at my age, and then got his chart out and said, "Oh, you're overweight. You have to lose weight. Go on a diet." And so began my my journey to dieting and eating celery sticks, which to this day I don't like celery. Because of that, it became like a punishment food. And so pretty much my whole life has been diet culture, and I've tried every diet possible and nothing's worked. And so this last year, I kind of gave up in having to monitor everything I'm doing and trying to eat the right foods and ignoring what my body wanted. And so in October, I was on this silent retreat, silent solo retreat, just me and myself in the woods. And something amazing happened that weekend, and I fell in love with myself, with my body. And I asked for forgiveness. Sounds kind of weird to say that, and say it's almost like I'm talking like I'm two people or three people in one. But that's kind of where I'm at right now to continue on this healing journey. And I feel like am mind, body, and spirit. And for most of my life, my mind and my spirit were leading the charge, and my body got left behind. And my body was giving up and tired. And so I've switched things around, and now I'm leading what I call a body led life. And that means that I'm listening to my body. And when my body says, I'm tired, or it says, I need fuel, or, I need to get out and dance, I need a moment. What's really new to me is this, the hand coming up saying, no, I can't do that. And I'm learning its boundaries, but it was just once I started letting my body lead the way, the hand just started automatically coming out saying, "No, we don't wanna do that. We wanna stay home." And it was very interesting how that developed, and I just let it do what it had to do and fully supported it. There are times when, um, my body wants something that I'm not sure is a good idea, but instead of saying no, I am saying, "Okay, look." So, for example, one night early on in this new endeavor, my body said, I think it was more like testing me, like a child tests a parent, and it said, "I want brownie and ice cream right now." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Ooh, okay, yeah. You know what? If you want a brownie and ice cream, we can have that for sure. Here's the thing, we don't have any brownies in the house. We do have ice cream, and I don't know how good it is, but we have ice cream. So I can make us brownies. But you need to know it's going to take about 40 minutes to an hour. And then after that, we're going to have a whole pan of brownies in the house for days. And I'm not sure I feel comfortable with that, but if that's what you want, we can do that. But just so you know, it's going to take a while and it's going to cost us energy to do that. Maybe instead we could have a piece of chocolate. Would that be all right? And my body just melted and said, "Yeah, that's fine." So we didn't have brownies in the house. And I know it sounds weird to be saying this, but this is where I'm at and this is what's working for me. And I started this phased healing plan in January. I found out in December that I have sleep apnea, and I started CPAP therapy in January. And the more I was reading up on CPAP and the healing that you can get from that, I was excited to do this. And I jumped into it wholeheartedly because everything I'd read, because I found out just before Christmas. So I had time before my therapist appointment, my respiratory therapist appointment, to um, to learn all I could so I'd have questions to ask. And what I learned was that this machine would be supporting my body at night, allowing me to have lots of oxygen and be able to have really good sleep. And so it's basically taking care of what was not working before with the sleep apnea, where I was struggling for oxygen. So it was allowing my body the time and the space to heal the way it's supposed to. And deep tissue healing, since learned nervous system healing. So much healing goes on at night when you have your REM sleep and your deep sleep. And I haven't been able to have that because my body has been doing all it could just to survive. And so I figured once I started CPAP therapy, that gives my body the tools it needs to continue healing. And if it's going to be healing me at night instead of just trying to survive, that means I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to start having inflammation be reduced in my body. I'm going to start having energy. Like I'm going to be able to get out of bed and actually have energy. And so that made me feel like then that is a bonus. And that means that, oh, I think I'm running out of space. That means that I'm going to be able to have energy during the day to heal the other part of me that I'm responsible for. So exercise and um, food choices and nourishing my body. And so I was excited to start CPAP therapy, and it actually went pretty good right out of the gate. And I started noticing results that I felt amazing. And so I started this phased healing plan. And I said the first 3 months would be letting my body integrate with the CPAP therapy and let it become natural. And I should start seeing some results. And then after that, and in that time period, I would nourish my body. I'd listen to what my body wanted and give it what it needed. And at the same time, I was going to heal my relationship with food. I was going to change my relationship with food. Food wasn't going to be an enemy anymore. It wasn't going to be, I can't have anything. There's nothing off the list. There's no restrictions. It's whatever I want within reason. And when I say within reason, that example I gave of the brownie is within reason. So then the next phase was going to be starting in April, and I would look at a nutrition plan and adding more exercise and slowly building that up. There's like 4 or 5 phases to this plan. I ran it by my naturopath. She's on board with it. And I kept reiterating that this is a body led program, body led healing. So if my body says at any point, I'm not ready for the next step, I'm listening to that. This week, I've learned that I'm not ready for the next step because my relationship with food and with diet culture is still very much ingrained in me. And this past week, I have been making decisions that I'm eating nourishing food, and there's nothing wrong with the food I'm eating. But my diet culture says you can't be eating that. Like, that's not right. But logically, everything is fine. And I'm taking steps to make sure that I'm adding things that support my body long term. And, and yet I still lie there, go, I can't eat that, or I should have eaten that. And that's where the healing needs to take place. And so I'm not quite there yet. So I'm allowing my body to lead. And I have to say it's refreshing and it's working for me. And I feel like I'm how do I say this? I feel like I am coming home to my body. I'm finally listening and embracing and loving who I am the way I am right now. Every inch of my body, every cell, every morsel. I have this feeling of love, and I will hug myself and just tell myself how much I love myself, like really do. And I just feel these tingles all over. And I know my nervous system is in a place right now that I don't think it's ever been before. And it feels good. It's regulated, it's relaxed, it's reacting the way it's supposed to. I love, like, I'm a data nerd and I keep track of data. I have an Aura ring that I wear nightly or daily, all day. I have it on all the time. I have an app for my CPAP machine, which every morning I see how long it's been on, if there was any mask leaks, all the data I need from there. And I bring all that together into a form that I complete every day. And I check in with my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health, my spiritual health. And I give it a number from 1 to 10. And sometimes I give it a little note to say why I'm feeling that way. And then I put in, how much movement I'm getting. Am I having any intentional movement, or is it just steps I'm picking up? And I record my sleep, my REM time, my deep sleep, how long I've been in bed, what my oxygen level was. And it seems like a lot of work, but when I step back and look at the data I have already, and I can see these fluctuations, and I can see when there were stressful times in my sleep I wasn't getting enough sleep and how that affected my mood and I call them my MEPS scores. They're not scores, but data. And that's my mind, emotional, physical, spiritual well being. Those numbers I give it, I can see that they're tanking, or I can see that the resilience on my Aura ring, it's showing me that things are not doing well, or I have too much stress, or I'm not moving enough and I can find the patterns and what's going on. I also record what's going on in the weather. I'm very sensitive to barometric pressure drops. So when a storm is coming in, I could feel like a pressure in my head, in my shoulders, my neck. Sometimes I'll need to go get a chiropractic adjustment because my neck will go out of alignment. I have a low I'm gonna say tinnitus, but it's a low grade, so there's often something going on, but you don't really notice it. But when the barometer is dropping, my ears ramp up and it gets really loud. But sugar can do that too. So I'm noticing the patterns, and that is helping me to heal and to see what's not me and what's external, environmental, and how what I can adjust and how I can support myself better. And I call it coming home to myself. And I've learned so much. I've been doing this form for and these data points for over a year, almost 2 years. And I've learned so much about myself. And I've learned what my body is trying to tell me. And when I have a thought that says, I'd like an egg right now, and I say, oh, it's too long to cook an egg. Let's just grab a handful of nuts. My body's almost like, yeah, okay, whatever. But we really want the egg. And if I don't take the egg, then I notice my energy doesn't last as long. And I needed the egg. So I'm learning I need the egg. So I was going to come out for this walk today and have a little chit chat. And my body said, let's get a handful of nuts before we go. And I almost walked out without the nuts. And I know better. So I backtracked, got a handful of nuts, had some water, and came out. So it takes time listen to what your body wants and understand what your body's saying. But I feel like this is something that's really important and might help other people. So I'm thinking about putting a workshop together in May, towards the end of May, and to just talk about mind, body, and spirit and how to quiet the chit chatter in your mind, how to listen to what your body's telling you. And the spirit part is about the essence of who you are, what lights you up. Is there a microphone there? Sorry. What lights you up, what your gifts were when you came into this world, is what your true essence is. It's not necessarily about your higher power or whatever you call that. It's about who you are on a soul level and what lights you up in this world. And are you taking time to nurture that? So I'm calling it Coming Home, and it's a mind, body, spirit session. And it's going to be about 3 hours. It'll be a Sunday afternoon, 1 to 4, I believe. I think it's May 24th, but I'm not sure. I have to double check the time or the date. And I'm going to put some more information on my website about that. But I thought I would just start here by just sharing what it's all about and why I'm doing it, because this has helped me so much and I feel like it could help other people.